What's up, guys? Crazy Black 108 here, and I'm back with part 2 of the Star Wars The Expanding Universe. Part 2 is being entitled Hope. Simply, for me, I'm just going to title it Hope, because there is hope, guys. You know, if Star Wars Universe has taught you anything, your whole entire religion can be wiped out. Blink of an eye by one of your own followers. You can, there can only be about 2 of you left. But you know what? There's always hope. As long as you have it, and as long as you endure it, nurture it, take care of it, protect it, watch over it. Our hope isn't Luke and Leia. Our hope isn't a small group of ragtag fighters called the Rebel Alliance. Our hope lies within who is a part of the story group, and it lies within the stories that are dear to some of those people. Am I saying that all these stories will be kept fully canon? No. Am I saying there's a high possibility that some of this stuff will stay canon because of how essential it is and the way people have liked this, this into the timelines previously, and how well it could probably potentially still fit into a future timeline? Yes. Depending on the route that Episode 7 does take, everything after Episode 6 is very sketchy in terms of what will and will not be in the Legends timeline along within the current timeline, because it never made a clear statement on whether or not it wouldn't be that these timelines wouldn't, correlate. Star Wars Heirs of the Empire is the book that really, brought Star Wars EU back to life. That really launched, really made the Star Wars EU what it is. It made it this big, successful, Crisis of Fate. Made it this big, successful story that, big successful story that really launched Star Wars into, the novels coming out more often, stories being written, continuation, canon, continuity, keep this going here, these events happen here, they're all in line with each other. And Heirs to the Empire is what, Heirs to the Empire, Dark Forces Rising, The Last Command, those are people 7, 8, and 9 for the past 25, almost like, not 30 years, but, close to that, 25 years or so, 20, 23, however long it's been, Those are people's canon. That's what were people's stories. So, you look at that and you look and say, well, if the script writing for Episode 7, did this and that, Luke and the Empire's been defeated and stuff, and you keep some things in line, stuff can be taken out. Han and Leia could still be married. They could still have a kid. They could still have twins, Jason and Janna. Did they have Anakin Skywalker? Anakin Solo? Not likely. I feel like Anakin would be one of the ones that would be left out. Luke could have had kids with a lady by the name of Mara Jade Skywalker. Is she the same Mara Jade that we were used to? No, but her name is Mara Jade, and she is a character. Is her son named Ben? Yes, he is. Is he the same? Is his character type and everything, and the way he acts and behaves the same as the Ben that we have in the novels? Maybe not, but he's still in it. Stories like Heirs of the Empire, I feel, will make it through to the actual official canon. I hope. The stories that have a bigger chance of that, though, I believe, are any of the stories that were written involving the Clone Wars. When it comes to Clone Wars comic books, well, especially like the Clone Wars comic book that's coming out right now, the Darth Maul one, Son of the Therma, that definitely takes place with the current timeline. That's part of the story group canon and everything else, because it was a Clone Wars story that was written for the TV series that is never made into episodes. Unfortunate, because it seems like that would have been some really good episodes. I never read Star Wars Darth Plagueis, but I did kind of look at it today. I was in Barnes & Noble. I just found it funny because I opened it up, and there's some page in there talking about Mother Talzin and stuff. I'm like, wow, it's kind of crazy to see the fact that, wow, this really ties into a lot with, what I was already thinking of. So that's interesting. And so what I'm getting at, folks, is that you can't, lose hope yet. Until we have plot details about what's happened in the past 30 years since the rebellion defeated the Empire, second Death Star, or maybe it's quote-unquote defeated, I'm not making any calls yet. Star Wars is something that's been very dear to me throughout my life. It's been something that's taught me different lessons in life, something that's brought, joy to me, reading stories, the movies, action figures, video games, so on and so forth. For Star Wars, it's crazy how big of a a thing it is. The mythology, the lore, all that's tied into it. And I think that even if all these past stories are considered non-canon, I won't be hurt because that doesn't take away from the stories that I read, how good they were, how enjoyable they were, how much fun. It doesn't destroy that joy and time that I had. It's just now I just know that, well, this isn't no longer what happened after episode 6. This is no longer what happened between episodes 3 and 4, or 4 and 5, or 5 and 6, or 6 and 7. You know, they're just stories that were written within an alternate timeline, alternate universe, however you want to refer to it, and that's how things went. Star Wars is something that they want to keep going on for a very long time, and I'm fine with that. I'm fine with the stories and everything, and as long as the new stuff they come out with is just as good as the old stuff, and as long as the stories continue to develop the Star Wars lore and take bits and pieces here from the Legends canon, I'll be fine with it. Because if there's one thing this little banner on top of this book means, it means that if there's only one thing this banner stands for, actually, is what I should say. It stands for the fact that this is no longer canon, but that doesn't mean that story ideas, plot elements, characters, stuff like that cannot be taken. It's just like, imagine if George Lucas wrote a whole book of every single idea he ever thought about with Star Wars. Every single idea. And you could just go and pick from it and grab and pick the best parts and leave the crap like Jar Jar Binks and things like that. And you can just pick apart and choose things that you want. That's what the Star Wars EU now, the original EU, the Legends EU, is to the story group and to J.J. Abrams. Kathleen Kennedy still gets my middle finger because I don't like Kathleen Kennedy. I really don't, because of different reasons. But this leads us to have a chance for continued great stories in the galaxy far, far away. And not only that, but this sets up and allows the authors to pick and choose characters, stories, and whatever from wherever in the past 30-something years of content that's come out. Star Wars novels will continue to be written, same with comics. And yeah, it's awesome. I'm pretty excited. I'm looking forward to see how things will go, but if they just go and it's not the way I want exactly, there's nothing I can do to change about it for one, but I mean, if the stories are still good, awesome. But Star Wars comics, that's a conversation whole different conversation. Not even talking about continuity and canon and stuff. I'm just talking about quality. Talking about understanding what to do with your license. Dark Horse Comics, thank you. You know what to do with the license. You have done a wonderful job, and I'm sorry that they don't get to keep the license. I want to thank you all for watching this video, and until next time, peace, and may the Force be with you guys. Next Star Wars video that will be coming out this same week, not next week. I'm not going to push it off because it's an announcement today. Marvel Comics is first thing it does with Star Wars as, their property. What's the first thing they're going to do? Just go watch that video, guys. The dark side is, it's growing at me. And there's no peace.